Yeah.
Hello viewers, welcome to our today's tutorial. In our last video I show you how you can insert your trusses and with your braces just like this at your top chord. So in this video we are going to input our purlines and input our loads. As you can see, I'm using Prota structure 2022. But before we continue, I want to make an appeal. As you can see, this channel is a new channel, it's just starting this channel, so you can encourage us by giving us your subscription. You can create some more videos. So to put our purlines, you go to modeling, and modeling you can have steel. This concrete work, you have concrete works here. This steel you have purlines. If you click on purline, you see there's a description: pick 2 trusses for inserting the member. So I'm going to pick one. I'm going to pick 2 and I will wait for it. Okay, so it has come. So this is the default section that comes PFC 100 by 50 by 10. So if you don't want this section as your purline, you can click here and change it. So you can, if you want, you can have just go to any other country section and pick. You can go to China and pick any section that you want, like C section. But for the sake of this lesson, I'm going with the default. I'm going with the PFC. This shape of PFC 100 is this height. From here to here is 100. 50 is from here to here, is the B, and then the 10, the thickness from here to here, thickness. This one is the web thickness, and this one is the flange thickness. So it's what you have here. So if you want to combine them back to back, double C section back to back, you can have it here, or you can want to have we combine them front to front, and have them. So I want to use one, and when I design it and see how the result is, if it fails, then I will have explore other option of either combining it to or of increasing this section to either 120 by 60. So you can click OK. And then another thing I want to show you here is when you're putting your purline, is I will advise you that use by spacing, because most times you see by joints. By default you can see it by joints. By joint, what this means is that the software will input your purlines at these various joints at exactly the same joint, and the implication is that what if you put at the joint and when putting your roofing sheets, it doesn't fall on the purline, so it becomes a problem. So before you put your purlines, you might have already have the idea of how your roofing sheet length is going to be. What type of roofing sheet are you going to use? You're putting is a normal a stone coated roofing sheet. Is roofing ties. You know the length is short. You know how you can space your purlines. So I would advise you that you use by spacing, so you can have command of whatever distance you want to use. So like in this my case, I'm using a long span, so I can use spacing of 1200. So if you want to have extension, there is a cantilever, left cantilever. So when you're looking at your screen, when you see the left side, it means it's this side of your screen, and the right hand side is that side of your screen. So now my left cantilever length, I will use here 600, and the right cantilever length I will also use 600, as I want my polar to project the left side 600 and project the right side 600. So that is what this means. Okay, when you're done with this, you can just say okay to insert your polines. So the polines have been inserted just like this. So now is how do you apply your loads? To apply your loads, you if it's previous version you're using 2018, you can, as you're putting your polines, you can apply your loads on the polines, and polines will transfer the load to these trusses, and trusses will transfer it to the columns down to the foundation. But in 2022, we will have to apply cladding on this roof, then apply our loads on cladding. Cladding is an area load, so the area, it will cover the entire of this area, and the area we can transfer to the trusses down to the columns. So let's go to steel cladding and then select. You just go to pick cladding and click on the polines. This dialog box will come out. So now you can just say okay. So your cladding has been inserted just like this. So now I want to input the loads. So you select on the cladding, you right click, and you can see edit loads. When you edit load, this dialog box will come. I want to use full uniform area loads. This is an area. So now we have a frame uniform loads. That's when you're applying it on individual members. We may have a point load assigned to a particular point. So in this case, it's the entire area. So using full area loads. So we can click on it, and the load properties will come. So this is gravity, because this is acting downward. I want the load to act here and transfer it downward going under gravity. So I can use here, give the size, the magnitude of the load. So in this case I want to use 0.3. So this value, you get it from your calculation, your manual calculation of the load that is coming, the additional dead load that is coming on your roof, and the life load that you are expecting on that roof. So 0.3. So now you can either zoom to drop it one by one, but I don't drop it one by one because it's work. By the time you're able to finish, it takes a long time. So you just do a kind of a selection, select all, and it will be inserted just like this. Okay, so when you're done with this, you go to your next load. There's your Q. You do the same. 30, 0.3. You can see either you can drop one by one, or see here, select members by picking, or draw a window for load assignment. So if you have time, maybe clicking one by one, and it will not still be effective. So it's advisable you draw a window. So this is how you can assign your loads in Prota structure. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a subscribe and you like it. This is the only way you can encourage this channel. Thank you, and watch out for more videos of this kind.